here with Pina Prinzivalli, who is the Republican nominee in the 19th Middlesex District for State Representative. And we're pleased to have you here today. We thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Yeah, absolutely, Bill. Thanks for having me.
So we wanted to touch on a little bit about you, a little bit about your background, and I guess probably the question where this is your first run for office that you're getting a lot is, what prompted you to decide to run? What prompted you to put yourself out there to seek public office?
Okay, well, I'm 34 years old. It is the first time that I'm running. Career professional. I've been in the private sector for many years. I started working when I was 15 years old, and I started off as a bank teller when I was about a junior in high school and grew up the ladder into management. I'm engaged, getting married next year, looking forward to that. And the reason what made me decide to run is one of the things is the pay raises that happened in January of 2017. Our elected officials voted themselves 40% pay raises, which I find to be very wrong. That's the taxpayers' money going into their pockets, and I just feel that we need somebody on Beacon Hill with a bold voice that will represent the residents of Tewksbury and Wilmington, that will fight for what is right and what is wrong.
At a debate the other night, Republican Senate candidate Joe Espinola brought up the pay raises, and he brought up an interesting point. He said, on most issues, it takes forever to get anything accomplished on Beacon Hill, but they managed to get the pay raises done in less than a month. And is that your perception that Beacon Hill is broken as far as a system goes to getting productive things accomplished?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when the pay raises went through, it went through as an emergency session. Why is getting yourself a pay raise an emergency session? There's so many other more important things to take care of. I mean, the Chapter 70 formula, they keep trying to revise it and they can't. Why? We have 80% Democrats in the House. Why can't they get together to fix our Chapter 70 formula for education? But no, they push an emergency session for pay raises. So I feel that a lot of people forget why they're there, and the reason why you're there is to run for the people, to protect the taxpayers. And I feel that they're more concerned about their career than the purpose of being there.
You have called yourself a strong conservative voice. That's been your position throughout the campaign. Generally speaking, conservatives want a smaller government. They want less government control, smaller government spending. And I asked this question to Jim Lyons, would you like to see government spending cut, really drop back, or is it more a matter of seeing the funds that are there reallocated in better ways?
Right, it's just being more responsible about the way we're spending. I mean, it's not cheap, obviously. Obviously, we need to spend to get what we need, but prioritizing our spending needs to be realigned. Obviously, it's not being prioritized at all.
Let's talk a little bit about that. Give you a chance to talk about what are some areas that you would like to see prioritized more, and maybe some areas where you'd like to see prioritized less.
Well, local aid, definitely more money to come back to the towns, to help lower property taxes, Chapter 70 formula, take care of our roads, public safety. There's so many things that every town needs. So local aid is definitely a priority. There's a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse, I believe. Obviously, the pay raises. We're currently spending $1.8 billion on people that are here illegally. So I definitely, and we currently have, $1.8 billion in surplus. So we don't have a budget problem, we have a spending problem.
I see.
That's what it comes down to.
Along the lines of this being your first campaign, you've had a chance to get out there, you've had a chance to meet a lot of people, talk to the residents of Wilmington and Tewksbury. What are you hearing from them about what their biggest concerns and biggest priorities are?
For the district?
For the district.
The opioid crisis is definitely a big issue. That's an ongoing fight, but every town obviously has the same issue, working on it. Governor Baker has done a good job, and I believe that he'll continue that. They're concerned about our roads. They're concerned about our schools, property taxes,
Sure.
and our seniors are concerned that their voices are not being heard. They want to know what's going to be done for the seniors to protect them. So.
One of the issues you mentioned about the opioid crisis, that certainly touches on public safety, and the schools definitely an issue of public safety too. As far as how the government handles public safety issues, as far as some conservatives have talked about government overreach, as far as pulling back on individual rights. Where do you stand on that as far as public safety and individual rights in that area?
As like the Pro 2A, are you
Sure.
okay? I mean, I'm Pro 2A. I received a grade of an A with the NRA. I've been endorsed by Goal. I think our gun rights should be left alone. They should not, there's a lot of people that are concerned that their gun rights are going to be taken away from them. And I agree with them. And it shouldn't be. That should be left as is. Tewksbury and Wilmington Police have been doing a great job when it comes to public safety. We just have to make sure we always have proper funding for them to continue to do the great job and have proper training, and especially for new people that are coming on board.
And I guess most recently the issue has been talked about is that the red flag bill.
Yes.
People that either dealing with mental illness or domestic violence or this type of thing. And how do you feel about the red flag bill as far as it relates to gun rights?
Well, the red flag bill needs to be revised. From what I understand, if someone is called on saying, oh, I got a call that somebody has a mental problem, their guns need to be taken away, blah, blah, blah. They take away the guns, and all they do is hand that person a pamphlet saying you should go get some, seek some assistance. And that's it. I mean, there's got to be more there. It needs to be revised. I don't agree with the red flag bill 100%.
Okay. You mentioned about education funding. A lot of people have had differing opinions on the formulas for education funding, how that should go. Have you kind of formulated an opinion yourself on any type of changes that you'd like to see in how the education funding is done?
No, not specifically. I mean, I'm just looking to start a family of my own next year, so I just want to make sure that we have the proper education for, I would want my children to have the best education possible. So obviously I want the same thing for all the other children in the district and just all around the world. Absolutely.
Now, not to put words in your mouth, but where you do have strong, consistent, conservative views on a lot of issues, I'm going to kind of leap to a conclusion that you're not a fan of the Common Core curriculum.
Correct. I am not. Correct.
Are you of the belief that it should be more the individual school districts being able to make their curriculums and
correct
that'll fit for them?
Yes,
okay.
I do agree with that.
Okay, great. Fortunately, Massachusetts, we happen to be blessed with really good schools up here, which is a good thing.
Yes,
it's a really good thing. Has there been anything, as you've gone out and about, has there been anything that has, I guess, that you've kind of learned about the district or has kind of surprised you, that maybe you didn't expect, that you've kind of learned about people in the district and the district as a whole?
I think it's a great district. I mean, the reason why we, chose to settle here is because it is such a great district, and we want to raise our family here. I've had family living in Wilmington for 30 plus years. They've raised their family here, so I just really look forward to putting my roots in with the district.
I'll ask you a question that I asked Jim Lyons. Actually, I've asked all the Republican candidates. As a Republican, if you get elected, do you feel that you will be able to be effective despite a Democratic majority, heavy Democratic majority, that you'll be effective at getting what this district needs accomplished on Beacon Hill?
Absolutely, because I'm not looking to become a career politician. I'm there just to be, I want to be everyone's family's voice on Beacon Hill, to fight for what is right and what is wrong, and I'm not going to be afraid to. I'm not going to be a part of the member of the political class, working class.
We can work
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So,
Now, you mentioned about your career professionally has been in banking, in
yes.
finance. Do you feel like that gives you, especially we're talking about billion-dollar state budgets here?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that background in finance kind of gives you a step up in being in the position in the legislature?
Yeah, absolutely, because it's all learning on how to budget. I mean, I have to budget my daily bills on, every month, and I have to make sure that when you work at a bank, everything needs to be budgeted properly. And I help everyday customers, small business customers, on a daily basis. So I have to relate to their needs, and I'm able to assist them and lead them in the right direction. And I know I can do the same thing for our district.
And last main question: if there is anything that people knew from Jim Maselli during the time that he was here, was that constituent service was a big thing. He was available. He was at events and whatnot. Tell me a little bit, and tell our listeners a little bit about your philosophy about constituent service and working with the people of the district, working with the residents.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Maselli did do a great job. He was there for the people, and I plan to do the same thing. I plan to be there 24/7 for the people. I'll have my phone on. They can call me, reach me at any time. Plan to have office hours on a weekly basis to people, to come talk to me in person if they want. I will always be available.
And just one more question. You have connected very strongly with Jim Lyons, who's
Yes.
the other sitting representative here for Tewksbury. Who are some other? Well, I know also Jeff Deal.
Jeff Deal, yeah.
You've connected with also.
Yeah.
It seems like you've made some good relationships with some other people already.
Yeah.
As far as people you may need to work with moving forward.
Yeah, I've also have a great working relationship with Mark Lombardo, which is state rep for Bill Ricca, next
right.
town over. Shauna O'Connell, state rep for Taunton. And I've met plenty of other sitting state reps, and I really look forward to working with all of them.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So, if people want to know more about you, or if they want to find out more about your campaign, where can they find it?
At pinaforyou.com. There is an email address. Also, there's a phone number where you can reach me at. So, yeah. Anything they need, they feel free to reach out to me at any time.
And I'm guessing the website has kind of a scale down of your positions on
Correct.
different issues and whatnot.
Absolutely, and all the
Excellent.
contact information.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, we have been here with Pina Prinzivalli, the Republican nominee for state representative for the 19th Middlesex district. The election coming up on November 6th. Pina, we appreciate the time.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate your time.